What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Gray Area. It's your man, Dejan Amon.
Welcome back to the show, y'all. This is Eric Henderson. So we got some great special guests for y'all today. We got Marcus Wheat, and then we got my man Josh Robinson, aka J Magnificent. So Marcus is the Donnie Trumpet to Josh's Chance the Rapper. If y'all know a little bit about music and that Surf album. So today we have J Magnificent and Marcus on to talk about his music and just the mental state of what's going on in the rap game today, because it's a lot going on. And he's an independent artist and he's about to do his thing. He's coming up. So what we wanted to start off with is just y'all telling us a little bit about yourselves and y'all background and how y'all came up.
Well, for me, you say J Magnificent. That's my alias when it comes to music and shit. But I'm Josh Robinson. I grew up on the South Side of Chicago from West Chatham, and pretty much my whole life I just knew like music was gonna be the main thing for me. Whether it was either producing music, like rapping. I even grew up like in a church too. So like even the band was something that I was like interested in. So like my whole life I just knew like music was gonna be a way for me.
Okay. And then what about you, Marcus?
My name is Marcus Wheat. Like Josh, I'm from the South Side of Chicago. I'm actually I just got my bachelor's in criminal justice. Actually, I know that has nothing to do with music, but
Congratulations.
it's a straight connection. But yeah, I got my bachelor's in criminal justice, and I started playing drums in high school. I went to Morgan Park High School, and I've known Josh and Eric since I met Eric in kindergarten, so I was about 5, and I met Josh in 5th grade, so he's about 10, and yeah.
Before we go, I should tell y'all. So Josh created a entertainment brand named Magnificent Entertainment, and that's how we all came together, and that's also what sparked this idea for why I wanted to have him on the show, because Josh is trying to do more than just music, trying to do the entertainment aspect of it, trying to do some small skits and all of that, do some art. So we trying to come up as well. So we wanted to give it a little chance to chat it up and just highlight some stuff. My bad. I just wanted to say that real quick.
Yeah, we wanted to get him on the show before the blow up, before everybody knowing him and asking for autographs. So we can't get him on the show no more. I mean, hopefully we can be up and sound, but we're trying to get him before the fame.
No, I definitely, even after the fame, I still look out for y'all because y'all my brothers. We've been here from the beginning, man. Like for real.
That's love. That's love. All right. So as far as who are some of the people that interest you in the music and rap game?
Early on, of course, being from Chicago, Kanye was a big inspiration for me. Like the whole College Dropout album, that was my shit. And then as I got older, I started to venture off into like J. Cole, Drake, Kendrick Lamar. And then also, I would say another inspiration, he doesn't make music, but my dad. And that's because like a lot of the older music that I didn't get to like listen to when I was growing up, he still brings that to my life. And then like, it kind of brings me more artists that I didn't know that are actually some of my favorite artists now. So
like, what's one of those artists that from the old school?
Well, the first one, of course, Tupac, because like for me, I think me and Tupac have a lot of the same like thoughts and like when we like making music and stuff. And like the first time I heard Brenda got a baby, bro, like I honestly was just like the way he told that story, the way he like really put that all together. I was like, damn, I want to do that. And so I started like being more of a storyteller with my music too. So I don't even just normally talk about myself. I can talk about something that I just seen on the street and make that to a whole song. So that's like another thing where I like really, really, really like focus in on my music. So
okay. So when you was writing your music, like what age did you start at?
I can't think of the exact age, but it was around like 2nd grade, and it started off as poetry. Like I didn't necessarily know how to get my thoughts out, so I just started writing. And then once I got, I want to say like the 5th grade, that's when I started like taking it a little bit serious. Like, okay, I can do music. And then I got older and got to the studio life, and I was just like, man, yeah, this is definitely me.
So, and then Marcus, what about you? What was those artists that pulled you into the music or the instrument game?
Well, I grew up around my parents and my grandma, so I know a lot of old school music. Like some artists, I guess that I always heard a lot growing up. Probably like, of course, Michael Jackson. You got artists like Marvin Gaye or like Stevie Wonder, and those types. Like the old school music. But even in terms of rap, like artists, I guess that I'd probably say like I can relate to or connect to. Like Josh said, Tupac, like some Jay-Z, Kanye, of course, being from Chicago. The production that he puts down on a lot of his music too. I'm very big on beats and production. And like if we talking like newer music, I'd probably say like Herb, like G Herbo. I'm a Herb fan, so you know
Yeah.
I am too.
yeah. So and in terms of like just playing instruments, um, when I got to high school, my brother was in the marching band, and really I didn't want to do it at first. And you know, all the kids in the band, they just hounded me. I was a freshman, and eventually I joined. I got real good. You know, when I got old enough, I got several scholarships to different colleges. You know, to go and play. That didn't end up happening, but you know, I ended up doing it, and I got really good and started to enjoy it. So you know, that came from my brother in terms of like playing drums. So
Okay,
yeah.
and then I'm gonna continue on to ask y'all like, how did this relationship get formed? I know y'all was in the same grade, y'all grew up together and stuff like that, but like, you playing the drums and then you rapping, how did that make that combination like so important to what is it, the
Magnificent
magnificent
Entertainment.
group? There you go.
Yeah.
So I want to say about like 4 years ago, I bought here I can show y'all. I bought my first ever MPC.
Okay.
So of course, like I didn't know shit about it. I just knew like I wanted to make my own beats, and I didn't want to keep having to pay people for beats. So Marcus was the only person I knew that was like really like doing instruments and like being able to hear like what the beat needs and everything. So that was the first person I called, and ever since then, like you said, he's been like the person that listens to my first listens to my songs and like can tell like, okay, yeah, we need to go a different route with it, or you know, this is fire, keep it like that. And then also with the beats, you know, he pretty much does the same thing, but it's a little more hands-on for him.
Mm.
Because for me, I do samples, I chop up samples every day and I'll find melodies. But he can do the drums, he can do piano, he can do all of that. So like it kind of makes it a little bit easier on me because I'm trying to do the song and I'm trying to do the beats too. So Marcus is really just the one that can really put all this together.
Okay. Marcus,
That's
you
how
agree
that
with
came
that?
out for him.
You said what?
I say, how you feel about that? That's how the story went down.
Yeah, I you know, those some nice words coming from you, Josh, man. I appreciate that. And
Sure.
I mean, all I can really do is just kind of add on to that. Yeah, this was like 2015ish, like right around when we graduated high school, and like we started getting closer again around that time because you know when you graduate high school, you know you grown and you start to have more time on your own. So like we started to hang around a bit more like we did when we was kids, and you know he came out with a mixtape around that time called Dreams to Come Up, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, go listen to that on SoundCloud. But Dreams to Come Up, and you know from there, like also when he got that beat machine, started going over there and work with him on beats, and just kind of took off from there.
That's what's up. All right.
Getting back on the songs from back in the day. I know my pops was listening to hella 8 Ball and MJG. My mom was listening to some Trina, some India RE. So I got like a wild spectrum of music. And I definitely feel y'all. To switch gears a little bit, what is your stance on the mental health in the rap game and in life? And do you think that it's talked about enough, or do you think it's not talked about enough?
Me personally, I don't think it's talked about enough. It's starting to come to the forefront because we've seen a lot of our favorite artists die like suddenly. And honestly, I do like I applaud G Herbo for what he's doing. You know, having a system set up where people can talk to these people that can really help with their mental issues because a lot of people are living with them and don't even know that they have like certain mental issues. Like for me, like it took I want to say until last year for me to really like take it serious because you know I was dealing with mad depression and not a lot of people around me knew why and I didn't even know why and I just had to start opening up to people like and I could do it in my music but for me that's not enough because yeah I'm letting it out but if I'm not getting anybody to really like help me with my problems then it's just gonna be that. So I think in the hip hop game it's something that does need to be you know, talked about more, even if it's not you talking about it in your music. Like just find somebody you feel comfortable talking about it with because, you know, it's gonna get to a point where, you know, it's just basically gonna be too late. And you don't want it to be that. You don't want it to be that because, you know, it's just tragic, bro. Honestly, you know, when Juice died, I was fucked up. When
Yeah.
Mac died, I was fucked up.
Yeah.
And, you know, I know if they had somebody in their life to really like help them and first talk them out of those certain situations and probably help them with their drug habits, you know, who knows? They probably still be here today. But, you know, myself, I think it's something you need to find somebody to talk to if you have any like type of mental problems.
I feel you. But like as far as what should be done, should we use like music as that thing that is like spoken about? Like, should we do like a spoken word type thing where we get it out on the album, or you think like it should be more talked about in
But
therapy because we
at
don't.
that point, I think it's different between each person because, like me, I would be comfortable doing it in an album. Another person probably wouldn't be. So it's really whoever you feel safe, and if that's with a therapist, then that's fine because not everybody has to be in your business. You know, as long as you like, you're taking care of yourself, whether that's going to therapy, putting that shit in music and everything. And another thing, as me being an artist, I sometimes make music for people that's not even around me, not even just for me to listen to. So I can make a song like getting out all of my feelings that I would never release because it's something that I needed, so I can really just have that release of energy. And once I did that, I felt 10 times better. So
Have you had that? Have you had a song like that yet that you released where it's like this is my emotional therapeutic song to release? And if so, what was that song?
So yeah, I'm glad that you actually brought that up because Marcus he harped on it. The project that I dropped in 2015, I had a song in there called My Pain, and it was really just going over like until that point in my life, I believe I was like 17, 18. It was like a real deep connection with me because I talked about everything that I went through, like my parents being divorced, and that fucked me up at 5. You know, just not having nobody to really talk to around those times except for one person. And then, you know, I had a certain relationship with her and it didn't work out. And then my mother getting remarried to her at that time husband, who was just like a horrible dude. Like he was fucked up and damn near to the point where he was like abusive. So I had to go through that shit, and it really just, it felt good for me because at the time I was still freestyling. But when I was freestyling, it was like everything that was bothering me here and here, I let that out on the beat, and it just felt so freeing.
So music is therapeutic. I feel it.
My Wi-Fi had went out because of the rain out here. But when I had jumped in, you was talking about the song that is filled with emotions, but you didn't release it. And it kind of remind me of this like technique someone taught me of just writing out all your feelings and your emotions on a sheet of paper and then just burning it. And it's just like going out in the air. Even though you're not releasing it, it's in a place where you know it's safe for yourself and that you got it out though. Yeah, I feel you on that one.
And what about you, Marcus? Like, do you feel like there's not enough talk about mental health? You know, a lot of artists have released songs that specifically deal with like PTSD. You got Logic that talks about the suicide line and stuff like that. Do you feel like it's still not talked about enough, or you feel like they trying their best?
I think as time is moving on, we're starting to see it more in music, like you said, Logic with the 1-800 the suicide hotline, like Herb with the PTSD album he just came out with, and this one is a bit. I don't know if like you all would equate it like this, but like J. Cole's KOD, where he talked about all of the young and upcoming rappers and how, you know, doing all these drugs and, you know, how it can mess up your lives. And you know, you can attribute them probably doing those drugs to some mental health issues. And, you know, a lot of people do stuff that, you know, they use it to numb the pain. And you know, sadly, a lot of what he talked about on that album, here we are 2.5 years later. I mean, he was right. It's coming true. And I think that this is not necessarily rap, but in the Black community. And, you know, the two are intertwined a bit, but not completely necessarily. But, you know, there's a negative stigma about mental health in the Black community. And I think that that's something that needs to go away. Like, you know, as time moves on in society, there are things that, you know, aren't necessarily as acceptable as they were in the past. And I think the negative stigma around mental health should be one of those things that moves on with it because, you know, a lot of people have mental health issues and they don't even know it. Like, you know, people who feel anxious or like depressed, you know, it might not be severe, but, you know, if you're struggling with these things, I mean, it doesn't make you crazy. You know, like people like to throw the word crazy around, you know, it doesn't necessarily make you crazy. Like, you know, but I do think that it's starting to be talked about more in rap. And I think people just need like a safe space to, you know, feel comfortable and release their feelings, whether it's to a loved one, like Josh said in his music, or, you know, you can do both. I mean, I don't think there's anything wrong with doing both. Personally, the way I feel about music is some of the best music comes from when you have raw emotion. And, you know, that's not me getting in anybody's business saying that that should be the type of music that they release out, but you know that that music is real and genuine, and it comes from a place like they really felt that, you know, so.
Speaking on their real life experiences, because oftentimes we have artists that's like rapping about stuff that they didn't even do, and it's just something to keep up this facade of, oh, I'm so cool, I'm so this, and it's just like, no, let's see something about you, let's hit something really genuine. Because if you're not trying to like touch somebody's hearts and try to get somebody out of these situations that they face with, it's like you just perpetuating the cycle in this like image of, oh, you gotta look cool, you gotta be like this, and that's not really getting us anywhere. That's just keeping us in this rat race.
Right.
And speaking of rat races or any type of race, I see that Josh, you're trying to do this by yourself on this independent level. Like, how is that going? Like, what don't people know about being an independent artist?
Well, what they don't know is that you like basically you're the boss and you're the worker. So if you don't put that energy out there, it's not gonna get done. Like, if you are a signed artist, you have multiple people that work for you. So like it's pretty much you have to make the music, then you have to find a way to release the music. Whether it's I go through DistroKid personally, just because I know they pretty much have the best deals when it comes to like a year of distribution and not having too many like problems with releasing your music the way you want to. So I go through them, and then also promotion. That's the biggest thing, because when you're independent, you don't have that big label backing you. So you have to really be out there and get with these people, because also I've learned personal contact. That's the best way to have fans, because they see you, they see the work, they see the hustle, and that makes them attracted to you. So once you do that, you'll pretty much be able to do anything. But the number one thing as being an independent artist, you have to be persistent, because as soon as you start to like die off a little bit, your fan base starts to venture off into other things, because music is something that's always happening. You always got somebody new that's coming out. That's why it's even harder for people that's been on the top of 5-10+ years. It's hard for them to even really stay relevant now, because you got always somebody coming out the woodwork. So if you stay persistent, you're always working, and just find the ways to really promote yourself, then you should be fine. And also, you just want to make sure that you make good, you got good opportunities, and you meet good people, and you don't burn these bridges, because you never know, like that might be your ticket out. And honestly, you gotta stay focused. That's the only thing I can say. Really.
Right. So I see, like, when you see a lot of artists like signing deals, they instantly start talking about that $1 million deal that they got and whatnot. So what's like the financial burden of being like an independent artist?
The financial burden is it's all your money. Like, you're not getting no advances. Like, everything, whether it's renting cars, renting places for videos, that's all you. But I will say it feels good once that money starts to come back to you in a bigger amount, because what you invested, you could have put like $2,500 to $3,000 for this one video, and that's including everything, like the video, the place, the car, everything, even the models. But if you get a lot of traction coming to your videos off of YouTube, and then you get revenue from other places, then it's really going to be something that you really feel good about. Because I also said, getting money from a label, whether it's $1 million, $2 million, you have to pay that back. You don't have to pay yourself back. So at the end of the day, I think it's better to stay independent, because you don't have to worry about people pretty much approving your art. You're your own boss, like I said before. So you set up things for yourself, and you just really do what you want to do. So I think it's best to stay independent.
What is it like growing, like doing this grind with Josh, and like getting from we're at the bottom and now we've got to make it to the top? What has that experience been like for you as well?
Personally, I can say that like from like the first I guess role, I guess that's the word, that I had coming in with Josh from, was that 2015, like was just listen to his music before he released it and give him my honest thoughts and opinion on it. I've seen growth in his music over these years, and I can say that that's one thing for certain. And he's had some videos come out. I know he did those when he was in Florida though, so I was here. I wasn't there for that, but just recently got LLC on Mag Entertainment, and just moving forward, although it's not like the quickest overnight process. I'm seeing, we're seeing improvement as time moves on. Yeah.
I mean, that's the best way to do it. Make sure you build it slowly and whatnot so that base can be solid. Because, anything that comes up overnight, that shit ain't gonna last like the pyramids.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, proper preparation prevents poor performance. So it's like you making sure you trained at every moment. I feel you. You got another question before we because I know you was going into a question for Marcus, DJ, before we go into our last question.
I mean, basically, I just wanted to ask, like, what are some of the projects, like, to wrap it up, because we get into that time. But what projects do y'all fans have to look forward to and whatnot? Like, make sure you state names, specific songs, so they can know what to search up on Spotify or any other platform that y'all dropping it on.
So as of right now, I have Young Maverick 2 out, working to get Goodbye to the Old Days back up and running. We had a little issue, but, we're going to get that fixed. But right now, I am working on my new album. Should I give y'all the name? Let's see.
I mean, you could save it. You can always change it, but, you decide what you want to do on that.
Nah, for real, me and Marcus actually came up with the title about, like I want to say 2 weeks ago. And right now, I'm doing it's not a dedication album, but the title is dedicated to Juice, because that was like really one of my favorite artists. And the album is going to be called The Party Never Ends. So it's really just detailing like life as a whole. It's not even just about me, but it's really just the ups and downs. I'm really just trying to make sure that if anybody needs somebody, they can listen to me pretty much as their shoulder to cry on at night when they feel like they don't have anybody, because I get it. I've been there before. So The Party Never Ends, is definitely going to be one of those that it's going to hit home for a lot of people. And I honestly don't know when I'll be dropping it, but I'm working on it constantly. So it should be out within the next couple of months, I'm going to say.
Excited, man.
I know you heard some of the songs already, Eric. So
I tell you, I've been trying to put these people on and letting them see how we come and how the team is really doing it. My man's growth is out of this world. From his first mixtape to what he's been doing now, the growth, you can see it. You can see the dedication. You can see the hard work and determination and the goal and the focus that this man and the team is coming with, man. So we just wanted to end this here. I really appreciate y'all coming on the show, man, and having this conversation with us. We'll definitely have to do this in the future again to continue this conversation, man, and just keep building. Is there any ending words that y'all want to give the people with before we dip out?
I just wanted to say, wait, before we do this, make sure y'all specify to the people. So as soon as they get done watching this video, what outlets they can look up to find your music, the name, the entertainment, like who should they be looking out for in 2020 and the years to come?
Man, look out for J Magnificent. I'm on Apple, Spotify, anything that you can really get music on. If you don't want to pay for streaming services, I'm on YouTube too. And then also, I would say I am working on like documentaries and everything too, so be on the lookout for that. And you can follow me on pretty much everything J Magnificent _. So that's all I got to say for me.
What's up, Marcus? What's up?
I mean, he summed it up pretty well. Only thing I can probably say is, if you're using a streaming service, go on there, type in J Magnificent, go on and listen to some of the projects that he's already put out. Like I said, and like Eric said, there's been a real growth in his music from from his first mixtape to now. And although we're trying to get Goodbye to the Old Days, his debut album back up, go on and stream whatever else is on there. Like his last mixtape, Young Maverick 2, go on there and stream them.
Man, I still got my EP 2021 is up there too. So listen to that. And yeah, like I said, even if you want to go to SoundCloud, I still got some stuff there too. Check that out. Give me some plays.
This was the Gray Area. We had Marcus Wheat on. We got Josh Robinson, aka J Magnificent. We got DJ in the building, and I'm Eric. Make sure y'all like, share, subscribe, and come back again next week for the next video, man. Check us out.